Hello and good day to each and every one of you. I am Kristine from BC English 3B, and today we were going to tackle a literary work created by a Filipino writer named Ricardo Lee, which is entitled Among the Disappeared. So first, let's start the discussion by knowing the author. So Ricardo Lee was also known as Ricky Lee. He also was Filipino screenwriter, journalist, novelist, and playwright. He was born on March 19, 1948 in Daet, Camarines Norte. In his high school days, he won his first National Literary Award for a short story he wrote. This inspired him to write novels and short stories. After high school, he studied Bachelor of Arts at University of the Philippines, then later taught screenwriting at its College of Communication. During these times, he became an activist fighting against martial law. He wrote more than 180 films, screenplays since 1973, and earned more than 70 trophies. His works became popular, which make him considered as one of the greatest screenwriters of the Philippines. Now let's talk about the story. So who are the characters? Junjun, short for Jonathan Lumibao, is the protagonist of the story, and he is the son of the underground activist of the story, Ami and Manny. He was described as the son of martial law. Ami and Manny Emmanuel Lumibao, Junjun's parents, they were defined as the hero and the soldier. Jin, one of Junjun's closest friends, he is the boy who always saved Junjun at school. Pongka Pongka, a homosexual man and a mother, the first impersonator that Junjun met. Kes, Pongka Pongka's 9 years old adopted child. Mitch Valdez, an actress who's also good in impersonating others. Dante, a friend of Junjun's mother. Now, let's dive into the summary of the story. Year 1972, the military ruled the entire Philippines. The governance of martial law is a dark clash in our history. Many lives were lost, houses were raided, and people were arrested, and newspapers and radios were shut down. Many went underground. There were those who used different names and identities so as not to be caught by the military. In the declaration of martial law, people were restricted for having civil liberties. Because of this, Filipinos rebel against the government. They become activists where they participated in rallies. They were called as UG or underground. At that time, Junjun was born, the son of martial law. The author represents him as the son of gossips in the neighborhood and the usual contents in the people's secret letter. Junjun grew up with his step-parents. He always had fear in the eyes. When he was young, he always experienced pain and suffering from them. He used to be a skinny child who tended to wear turtlenecks in order to hide on his bruises on the neck. Junjun had the talent in singing, but because of her mother's insistence, he was even more discouraged. Now, his pinched voice is coming out of his mouth. He also had the experience in talking to closet all day, until the time comes the closet spoke for him instead. In April 4, 1987, the day of his disappearance happened. He looked at the mirror and he was gone. He is 17 years old. He left the house and never returned. The poor young kid cried, covering the cold body with a newspaper. He looked like the wind who goes around but invisible. In this part, Junjun can finally go out and enjoy his freedom. He is now free from his stepmother's cruelty. However, he is not visible to the eyes of the people. In his disappearance, he went first to Jin, the boy who used to save him at school. But now he's not visible to him. He tried to talk with Jin in his room, but he doesn't respond. Junjun felt so sad as he lived in his room. He felt so lonely as he walked on the street, questioning himself of why he is not visible to others. Junjun went everywhere and squeezed himself. He first met Pongka Pongka, a homosexual man and one of the greatest impersonators he met. Junjun met Pongka Pongka as a mixture of different popular figures. Junjun approached him. He would have reached him with tissue paper, but he only touched air. He just listened to Pongka Pongka's sad life story. He complained of how people see him as nothing and how his father beat him on the wall because of his gender. He promised to himself that someday he would be famous and rich. Junjun followed him going home. He found out his adopted child named Kes, 9 years old. Like Junjun, Kes always received beating from Pongka Pongka whenever he's angry. But despite of this, Kes still loved him as her own mother. Junjun left again, leaving the mother and daughter behind. Here he met Mitch Valdez, also a great impersonator and an actress. She was once a famous star but no longer popular. Junjun admired her because of her voice and had wounds. She is humorous but she might be tearful when being hooked. For Junjun, audiences are just a sea of wide open mouth where different kinds of laughters are coming out. Junjun realizes that all of them were just the same. Him, Pongka Pongka, Kes, and Mitch, they are all lost souls. Their eyes can sleep and their feet are restless. If they're not hiding, they are probably lost. The moment came when Junjun finally decided to find himself. He wanted to know where he came from and who his real parents are. He went back to his former residence and here he saw a paper with written address of a sales lady at Show World, the woman who temporarily took care of him before the soldiers killed his father. After looking for the lady, he found out that his parents are revolutionists. He began roaming around to strikes and rallies. His ears were filled with imperialism and colonialism, criticism and revolt. He inhaled the smell of disagreement and let out a cry of rebellion. Here he found out an old woman holding a placard with a picture of his face and his father. There are words written in the placard saying, Jonathan and Emmanuel pinaslang at dinukot ng pasistang sundalo. Bigyan sila ng katarungan. He concluded that the old woman might be related to him and can help him to find out more about his parents. He followed the old woman going home, which he believes is his grandmother. He introduced himself to her even though he could not be seen. Her grandmother was shocked, followed by tears. He finally found his grandson. She revealed the true personality Junjun's parent, Manny and Ami, a hero and a soldier. Junjun's memories came back and he remembered how him and his father get separated. He was 3 years old back then. While walking with his father on the show world, three soldiers approached them. They pointed their guns in his father and shoot him until he died. On the other hand, his mother was intelligent and very skilled in disguising. She once pretended as a teacher when she nearly get caught by the soldiers. In this way, her mother created a new life for a UG or an underground should have different personalities like an impersonator. To find his mother, her grandmother took him to Dante, her mother's friend in the movement. Dante is one of the skilled members on the underground. They asked him how he could see his mother. The next few days were waiting for news of his mother's whereabouts for a desaparecidos. When it rains, the memories hurt the most. Junjun was surprised when Dante introduces him to his friend Jean. Jean knows where his mother was. She's almost a legend in the movement, he said. He went to her mother's old house in the outskirts of Manila. Finally, he found Amy. He looked at his mother and kissed her on the forehead, even though he was invisible to her. He solemnly guarded her throughout the night. He doesn't introduce himself right away to her. That time, the unexpected situation happened. The soldiers attacked. The bullets flew and looking for an exit. Junjun wanted to take Amy and run away but a soldier caught up with them. Amy was about to be shot but Junjun blocked the bullet. The blood flows. He finally came back. When he woke up, he saw Jin, Dante, Mitch, Pongka Pongka, and Kes again. They were all excited. Finally, the missing have returned. And that's the story all about. So, Among the Disappeared is a heart-wrenching exploration of the human cost of a martial law. Through the mother's desperate search for her son, we witness the unbearable pain of loss, the resilience of the human spirit, and the unbreakable bonds of love. This powerful narrative puts faces to the statistics, voices to the silence, and hope to the forgotten. It reminds us that even in the darkest moments, humanity prevails, and that memory, truth, and justice are the keys to healing and redemption. And that will be all. Thank you for listening.